Okay, so we are recording now. And like I was telling you, we're going to talk about flow state and a direct line to God. And then we're going to talk about the three finger technique. Are you guy and gals ready? Very good.
Yes, we are. Thank you.
Yeah, we're ready.
Ready, Freddy. I have a friend named Freddy. He lives in California, but anyway.
So I want to give you an exercise on how you can get into this flow state, this absolute flow state where you're connected to God himself. You're connected to all the information, just like the movie Limitless, when Bradley Cooper took a pill and then he was connected. He had no anxiety. He had no fear. He was able to calculate and formulate all these different strategies and make all of this money because he was connected to this source. Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to cover Resolve to Have Reality Transurfing Chapter 24. But what I like about this chapter is it goes over flow state, about getting yourself into flow state and allowing things to happen. And when you do that, the impossible becomes possible. And that's what he covers here in the principle. When there is not a single shadow of doubt, desire, or fear in your mind, but just resolve to have, then the impossible becomes possible. You can pass an exam without knowing the subject. See, when you're in this flow state, you're able to do these things because you're connected to God himself. When you're in this flow state and you're completely disconnected from your ego and everything around you, and there's no doubt in your mind of anything. You just feel it. It's like an intuition of the end result, whatever you're trying to do, and then you're led through that. And sometimes, like when I used to do this flow state, I would actually almost like black out through the whole thing and it would be over, and then I would accomplish it. It would be done, or I'd find it, or I'd make this amount of money, or I would do this, or I would do that. And it would happen like so naturally in this state. But that's exactly what he's talking about here. So you can pass an exam without knowing the subject, sail through the most grueling of interviews, secure a super lucrative contract, win a hopeless case, and charm people you never dared dream would be in your league. Let go of the desire to achieve your goal. All of these things. Be dispassionate like a samurai who lives as if his body were already dead. Be reconciled with an idea of defeat, but in your thoughts, imagine that the goal is already in the bag. Cast hope aside. Hope is the lot of salvation of the weak. So hope is weakness. Faith is success. So this is kind of like that movie. It's called Limitless with Bradley Cooper that's in it. And he actually takes a pill that actually does this. He puts him in like flow state constantly. He has no anxiety. He's connected to all the information in the universe. He's connected to God himself. But this is not something you get from a pill. This is actually something that you get from deep meditation and connecting to the source and infinite intelligence and learning how to go back there constantly and be in this state of flow. And once you learn and you do this so much with practice and connect and disconnect yourself from the 3D world, the objective world, and then go to the subjective world, which is within, and connect yourself to all information, that's when you're in this limitless state or this flow state that he's talking about right here, which is absolutely possible with practice. You can do this. I did this so many times, and it took me a little while to get it, but once I could connect to the source, and once I learned through practice how to do this and become this limitless, it was almost like that exactly like that movie where you're just connected to everything. You have all of the answers and you have all of this information that you can just connect to at any time and solve any problem, figure anything out. It's like you have this connection to God himself and all the information, and anything you're trying to figure out, you connect to that, and you see the end in your mind in this flow state, and then you're led right to it. Like it'll happen, and you'll be the person that you need to be, and you'll be able to know the knowledge that the things that you need to know in order to get there. You're going to intuitively know all those things as you start stepping into that place. And it's really amazing the way that this works, and it's really awesome that he's covering this, but he's not saying flow state, but it's something really similar to that. And in his interpretation here, it gets kind of confusing. So I kind of want to explain this when he goes over internal intention and external intention or outer intention and desire, and how that all works with the physical world and achieving your goals. So we're going to get into the first part here. So desire is when you focus your attention on the goal. Okay. So that's when you, like, your desire comes from that. When you have a desire or a want for something, you're seeing yourself having it. Like that moment, you're in that feeling. That's what gives you the desire for it. You're picturing having that new car or having that relationship, already being in it, or having that house, having that amount of money. That's where the desire comes from, is your ability to picture it just for that split second. And then you're like, oh, I want to have that. Okay, so that's the desire. This is what he's talking about here. That's what you get that's how you get a desire. So internal intention is when you focus your attention on the process of progressing towards the goal. Okay, so this can be confusing. So when you set an intention, or when you impress the subconscious mind with a new version of yourself with this internal intention, you're automatically going to be focusing your attention on the process of progressing towards that goal. That's just going to be the new version of yourself that you've impressed into the subconscious mind. So this is internal intention. And then he goes over outer intention is when you focus your attention on how the goal is manifesting of its own accord. But I believe that outer intention is not necessary, because inner intention is all that is required to impress the subconscious mind. And then any outer intention you have is going to be based on that inner intention, or that inner impression that you've made on the subconscious mind. It's going to be expressed. So your outer intention is just going to be focused on the goal itself. It's going to be the new version of you, or it's going to be finding a way or finding people to you that are going to express that new version or that thing that you want to have. All right, so inner intention helps you achieve your goals within the physical world. Yeah, this is true, because once you have that internal intention and you impress the subconscious mind internally, that's where free will is contained, is internally. And once you do that, then you will be led, to achieve your goals within the physical world, like he says. But outer intention selects the goal from within the variance of space, which is true. That's how you find your desires, from the outer world. Like your 3D world's what you see things, you're like, I really want that relationship, I really want that person, or I really want that car, or I really want that house, I want to have all this money, I want to have this career, I want to have this purpose. So that outer intention of finding what you want to have is then used for the inner intention, and then it's pushed out and expressed out through the subconscious mind into the new concept of yourself, or whatever you're trying to do, be, or have. Okay, so the next part of this is inner intention is aimed at directly influencing the world around us, whereas outer intention allows the goal to be realized in accordance with the intention. Unconditional, unreserved belief in success is what triggers the workings of outer intention. Usually the mind desires and the soul protests, or the soul longs for something and the mind won't bring it into play, as a result of which the image that stands in front of the world mirror is blurred and indistinct. When the soul and the mind are united in their striving, a clear image is generated, which is instantly materialized from the variance of space via the mirror. So when the soul and the mind are united in driving a clear image. So when your conception of yourself has lined up with the thing that you want to have, do, or be, then everything will instantly materialize, either from a natural state or a sequence of events, or something that may happen instantly or very, very quickly into your 3D world. So you have nothing to lose. Your options are limited only by the clarity of your intention. Or your options are limited only by the clarity of your imagination, your ability to visualize, or your ability to affirm and really picture in form your wish as being an accomplished fact. So I want to give you an exercise on how you can get into this flow state, this absolute flow state where you're connected to God himself. You're connected to all the information, just like the movie Limitless, when Bradley Cooper took a pill and then he was connected. He had no anxiety, he had no fear. He was able to calculate and formulate all these different strategies and make all of this money because he was connected to this source of alignment. So I want to give you this exercise, and I like to call this exercise, this meditation, the brand new meditation, because you're going to go into this meditation just for a few minutes and completely still the mind, slow the mind down, and just sit in a position where it's completely quiet, and you imagine yourself and what it would feel like to be brand new, like a newborn baby into the world. Like you don't have a past, and then you don't have a set future. You don't have all these limitations. You don't have all these beliefs, these limiting beliefs in your life. You were just born. You are brand new. And I want you to meditate on this feeling. And if there's anything in your life that you're trying, any answers you're trying to get, or any problems you're trying to solve, or anything you're trying to create in your world, you'll know exactly what to do when you come out of this meditation. Just do this for a few minutes and focus and imagine that you're a newborn baby. You're brand new. You were just born into the world. You have no limiting beliefs. You have no limiting ideas. Everything you consent to be true is you just reset everything in your life. So try this exercise, and if you have any problems in your life or anything you're trying to do or any issues you're trying to solve, you will know exactly what to do when you come out of this meditation. And if it doesn't work for you the first time, keep trying it until you get it, till you can really land this feeling of being brand new. All right, that's the end of this video. I love you guys very much. And I also have a course on the flow state in the description below. It's the very first link if you want to sign up for the Mighty Networks. I do have a course available on this meditation technique and getting into flow state if you'd like to go further into this. All right, guys, I love you, and that's the end of this video. Don't forget to give me one thing you guys are grateful for, or any success stories or any future content you want me to put out. Go ahead and put all of that in the comments box below, and I will see you guys in the next one.
Nice. Really good one. Really, really good one. So I have another video, but first I would like to have some feedback from you, my friends. Some feedback regarding what we just saw. Plus, I have 3 quiz questions. I don't know if that's redundant, quiz question. Is it redundant? But well, anyway. Somebody wants to share something, or you want me to just jump to the live questions? Let's then, okay, Rose is okay. Yeah, that's what we should do. Just for some reason, I'm catching my English today like a little bit weird. But for some reason, I don't know why. But even my thoughts are kind of, maybe I'm still tired from the weekend. But yeah. Too much party. No, I'm just kidding. I haven't partied in a while. Where is it? Okay, there you go. Too much tequila. Just kidding again. I don't even like tequila. I don't like tequila. There's something called in Mexico, pulque. Have you ever heard about that? Pulque.
No.
That's actually the real Mexican beverage. It's not tequila. Tequila was, well, it's Mexican, but it was something that they marketed. But well, anyway, the other one, it gives you, it's like if you're drinking, it has vitamins, you know. The pulque has vitamins, and it's good for your health. Yeah, it's crazy, but you have to drink maybe like I don't know, maybe a gallon or more to even start feeling a little bit tipsy, because it has alcohol, but not that much. But well, things. Yeah, and it's kind of heavy. And when you drink it, it's like thick, It feels kind of gross. Anyway, pulque. All right. Let's go to the question. Since Jorge hasn't been here, let me write it. Because I got a C from my spelling bee. There you go. Okay. So since Jorge hasn't been around, Jorge, would you give us the honor of reading number 1, please? Pretty please.
Yeah, sure. From theory to resolution, identifying the blurred image or the soul-mind gap. Quote, according to reality transurfing, if your mind desires success, but your soul is protesting due to feel, unworthiness, or logic, the mirror of the world renders a blurred image. Question, look at your being objective today as there any shadow of doubt hiding in your gut. If you were to drop the desire right now and replace it with simple resolve, what is the very first limitless action you would take without overthinking? Number 2.
No, just number 1.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, thank you. So you want to provide an answer? You want to answer that? You don't have to, but maybe you want to.
I mean, let me think for a second. Well, I mean, I think this is a reason why people get tripped up, even though they say, oh, they know about manifesting, because they say, oh, well, I think I know what I want. I think I can feel it, all that, but really they have like that shadow of doubt hiding in their gut. And you have to because see, it's kind of difficult. And I'll be honest, it is difficult for me because I can tell certain things are going to happen based on my gut feeling. But sometimes it's kind of tricky to discern because there's so many feelings involved. And it takes time for you to tell what's your intuition telling you versus, your fears, your insecurities, your doubts. It's kind of tricky to tell. So being able to clear that out and being able to tell which is honestly very, very helpful.
Yeah. All right. Who else wants to provide for an answer? Let me read the question again. Look at your main objective today. Is there any shadow or doubt hiding in your gut? If you were to drop the desire right now and replace it with simple resolve, what is the very first limitless action would you take without overthinking? If you go.
Hello, hi. Thanks, James. I guess the first action I would take, because I think is it Krista that you posted something in school, how, when David, I think it was referring to one of his videos, how it's so easy. And then I think I made a comment like, it is easy, but unfortunately we have a lot of programming, subconscious beliefs. And when you start manifesting stuff, like say, for example, I want to manifest a home. or even an SP. And I guess people would realize this more with an SP. You get that SP because obviously you can use your imagination, or you can use your communication skills, or your looks, or just basic what society uses to get an SP. But I guess then when you're with that SP, you start to realize that yes, you manifested this SP because you used the law, but there are still some deep self-concept beliefs that start to arise. And I think, this is kind of my issue. And I don't know if anyone has this problem as well. You get something, or even as you're about to get it, then fear, doubt, worry, all these deep subconscious beliefs that you didn't know you had, they start to show up. So I guess what I do and what I've started doing is I've actually stopped focusing on my desire, but I've started, I would say 80 to 90% started focusing on my self-concept. And I guess from David's video today, it wasn't mainly about self-concept. It was about how he manifested a car. I don't know, in America, you call it a truck. A truck. And he said something along the lines of self-concept, that when you start manifesting, you would even know that your self-concept has changed. So to answer the question, how am I doing with these fear, unworthiness, logic, is I'm focusing on my self-concept, working on my self-concept. And I think, was it you, James, that said, or was it David, that when we start doing like the leaf exercise or the reverse course or mindfulness, or you used another word, your self-concept will just automatically increase or get better, because you start to focus on the now, you start to be more present, more aware. So I know that that was a long answer, but yeah, that's what I'm doing. Thank you.
Thank you, Evie. I don't know if it was myself or David who said that, but it makes sense at the end, because if you are doing um, those exercises, it's a new version of you, and it's a higher version of you. So yeah, it was a good answer. If it was a complete and good answer, and good examples.
Thank you.
All right, all right. So I'm guessing Tilda wants to read number 2.
Really? Really? Okay.
Oh yeah. Welcome, Tilda.
Hello. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So number 2 is the samurai's detachment, internal versus outer intention. David speaks about, I don't have my glasses. Okay, great. Now, David speaks about the samurai who lives as if he were already dead, being reconciled with defeat to become unstoppable. Most people fail or fall because they are too attached to the how, the internal intention. Question: if you knew for a fact that your goal was already in the bag by outer intention, how would you behave in your next meeting or task? Would you still be trying to charm people, or would you simply be the person who has already won?
Nice, powerful one. Would you like to provide for an answer, Tilda, or it's open for anyone?
Your confidence level, when you already given the blueprint and the roadmap, it's like your program is you would be another person and not who we are, which is on the journey. You would have the destination in the bag. So it is up to us. The game is to fulfill that, even though we have outer senses telling us different. We master the game by not seeing the outer? I love that question. I'm glad I came in.
Yeah, it was a really good question. What would you provide for an answer? Yeah, Rose, go.
Hmm. Um, so something that I've been using, and this might be helpful for y'all, is that um, when I'm trying to create something or whatever you want to say, and like I know how that person is going to be, keeping that in my mind, but also when things come up that seem like obstacles or things that are, like say, like I'm trying to manifest a lover, right? And they block me or something like energetically, not like, or whatever, let's just say they block me. But maintaining the idea that like it's already accomplished, but along with the idea of this is just a bridge of instance. This is just like the flower growing the stem. It's growing right now. It's happening. It's already been planted, and the flower will come. Like that manifestation will come. But holding in my mind, this is just the way that it's working out currently, and it's still happening right now. It's not that it didn't happen. It's just that this is how it's unfolding.
That's how this is unfolding. Okay, nice. Nice. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for your answer. All right. Somebody else wants to share something?
You can say rejection is redirection. And maybe that person wasn't meant for you. You got something better.
Rejection is redirection. That's a good one. I have to write that down. There you go. With my pen. Anyway, I'm gonna write it. And okay, so who wants to volunteer for number 3?
I can read it.
Thank you.
Accessing the Limitless download. In the movie Limitless, the pill erases anxiety and connects the user to infinite calculation. In this group, our pill is the brand new meditation. We are about to enter the 0 point state where you have no past and no limiting beliefs. What is the specific problem or hopeless case you're bringing into this meditation to receive an intuitive solution for right after we open our eyes? Well, I'm working on manifesting love right now. So I'll just use that as an example. And I've been sitting with that concept of, I think it's just another limiting belief that we have to fully love ourselves before we can find love. And that's been a realization for me within the last few days, is that that's just another belief that people have put on to my mind, onto my psyche. And I don't have to accept that as true, because the Christ always accepted people as they were. And if Christ is the unconditional love, the concept of unconditional love and unconditional power, being able to heal people right there in that instant, and it's the highest consciousness that we have, or at least on this earth right now, then why do I have to change myself and love myself completely when the Christ consciousness already exists and loves me completely already as I am, and is accepting of me fully? So that's a limiting belief that I've been working on right now. So I want to get rid of that. And like, I think it's just utter BS. At least, okay, I'm starting to believe that it's utter BS that we have to love ourselves completely to attract love. I don't think that's true anymore at this point. So that's something that I've been working on. So,
Let me barge in on that one. Nobody said to love yourself completely. That's not the words. It's love yourself. When they say love, it is accept. Love has a lot of strands to it. It's not just, it's work on yourself. You in the group, that's love. I want you to understand what love is: yourself, working on yourself, accepting yourself, being able to pass that to other folks. where you are. When Christ did it, he was already complete, whole, and able to withhold more than we can hold. So we're not on that level yet. We are working on it. That's what you're working on. But when they say love yourself complete, or that's not, love yourself just a little bit, and that's enough. Loving yourself is going to magnetize more to you. So it's not love yourself complete, because you don't want to attract people that we already dealt with, the manipulators, the grievers. I mean, we do want to do that so we can work on ourselves, everyone as you pushed out. But it's not a limiting belief when it's not love yourself completely. It's just accept yourself, work on yourself, love yourself enough that you do that. You are aware. Love is awareness. Love is consciousness. So just kind of change the words up when you use love, and it won't seem like that big old word that everybody use when they actually, you're right, it is manufactured to be ugly. Love yourself, accept yourself. That sounds so like I already don't. You do, you hear.
Yeah, I'm already in that stage of already love myself. That's not the issue. It's just that it's that some people that I've heard talk is that, you have to love yourself unconditionally, which I understand, but that's such a big concept for people to grasp in a lot of ways. And it feels like people can fall short if they're always thinking, oh, I have to immediately fix this thing and forgive myself or whatever it might be. And so being able to sit with your own emotions and go through that is where the love is.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. The work you got to put in, accepting it, accept
Yeah.
where you are, put in the work. That's what I was saying. I'm saying this. Yeah, exactly. You got
We're
it.
saying the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Thank you. Thank you, Ify.
That's iffy.
That's it.
Sorry.
Possible love. That's iffy waiting for Prince Harry. Okay, I'm telling you, he gonna show up.
This is Iffy here. Actually, I just wanted to say something about what Rose said, and I do think you do love yourself. From listening to you on, and I do mean unconditionally. But I remember in one of Neville's videos, he did mention when people say, oh, they love, when they mention the word love, that when he asks them to define it, they just come up with Neville with his words, a multitude of nonsense. Do you understand that we do all love ourselves very, very much, even by our behavior? That, and I think he gave the example that he loves his wife and his daughter, but he doesn't love them more than he loves himself, because he can lay down his life for his wife and his daughter, but that doesn't mean that he loves them more than he loves himself. So and the way the world defines love is not the true meaning of the way the Bible talks about love. So I just, want to put that in there. And when the question says, what specific problem or hopeless case you are bringing into this meditation to receive an intuitive solution for right after we open our eyes? I guess I've just been meditating more. And as I mentioned in question 1, is really focusing on my self-concept, because I do feel that when you have an amazing self-concept, that is the highest level you can ever do to yourself. Going back to Neville, to the video that I posted yesterday, changing the feeling of I, where he talks about a black man named Jimmy Fuller, who didn't really love or like himself because of the color of his skin. He felt there were limitations to him. And I guess he took 3 years to work on himself. And there was one particular line which Neville said that really shook me. Neville said in that video that if we saw the way our low self-concept was appearing before our higher self, that, when you have a low self-concept, you're appearing as a lowly creature, that if you yourself saw that embodiment of that lowly creature, you would deny that person more than 1,000 times before the cock crows. So I guess what specific problem I'm working on is my self-concept, and I'm aiming to have a very high self-concept. Just being in this group, in this meeting, that is my aim and my focus right now.
Nice, nice, nice. Thank you, Rose.
Thank you.
So for me, when I like talk about manifesting love, I think what's come up for me is that I really like being by myself a lot. And so I think that's one of the blocks that I've been having, is that I can't, it's hard for me to see myself with another person because I'm very much into my own world, I guess, in a lot of ways, even though like I would love to have a partner, so that's kind of the stuff I'm working on with the concept of love. It's not that I don't love myself or whatever, or that I don't think highly of myself, because I do. I think very highly of myself, and I have a very high self-worth, and I reject men actually a lot because they're not meeting my status quo. And so people, like, I've had a lot of situations where men get pissed off at me actually because I reject them, and I just not gonna lower my standards in that way. So, but it's more of like where am I fitting? I guess like I have to go back to like the idea of like how Neville taught people to make space for the other person, like cleaning your home, making sure there's like a spot for them at the dinner table, things like that, and like actually like working on the idea of actually having someone in my atmosphere with me.
Thank you for the opening, Rose. And
It's helping me too to talk about it. Thank you.
yeah, I can imagine. Thank you for sharing. Nice, really good conversation. You never know where these conversations are going to fluctuate. I think that's the word, right? Fluctuate. But yeah, it was nice. Really nice. So, who else wants to share something? Krista, you are madly quiet today. How are you feeling today, Krista?
For the time being, the company who produces handkerchiefs makes good business. While you were talking, I used step 3. So, when it comes to finding an SP, what I do, I want to find an SP who has my spirit, who has, I'm not going for his looks or his money or whatever. I want that our spirits meet.
Interesting. Really interesting. It can be really deep, what you said right now. Short and deep. Nice. Thank you,
I
Krista.
think that people who have the same spirit do recognize this quite at the beginning. So I think so.
Nice. Thank you. Okay, my friends. So, give me one moment, please. Okay, are you ready for the second video?
Yes.
Oh, absolutely.
There you go.
Hey, James, can I message you?
We can't hear you.
Yeah, sure,
Okay.
Jorge.
All right.
while James is doing that, that's really deep what Krista said when she said, I'm not looking for looks or how rich they are. That makes you think of the love stories that people just accepted some people as they were, which is actually the roles, actually her words, unconditionally. And it turned into potential and they became rich or they did it together. It was a journey for them. That's kind of deep what Krista said, because I had a list of looking good and being rich. But I think like my parents, when they met, they weren't rich. They were just two kids and they kind of became rich together. You never know what your mission is for love.
That was nice, Tilda. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Are you ready?
Ready, steady.
Sylvia Gabriel Holistic Midal Patal. Excited about my first live. Welcome, welcome. You're in for a treat. The 3-finger technique. Ash, Danielle, Valerie Lane. All right. Welcome, 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 everyone. Let's get it.
I wanted to say something. I was watching this video earlier to to play it, and oh my God, there were lots of people that they used to be like every single day here on the lives and everything, and now they're gone. Like names like Mary Irving, like Thermal Chill, and I don't know where they went. So if somebody has some knowledge about that, can you please share it to me on WhatsApp? So that was pretty much it.
Into the 3-finger technique. And like I said before, this is a huge alpha is a huge part of this. And I'm going to explain this. And I'm also going to put something within the classroom for this as well. Okay, so Jose Silva stated that any auto-suggestion that is intended for change of oneself, meaning affirmations, imaginal acts, etc., is 100 times more powerful when done in alpha and theta brainwaves as opposed to beta. All right, so did everyone hear that? Auto-suggestion. All right, so using affirmations, doing visualizations, removing the analytical mind, and convincing yourself that something has already happened to you is 100 times more powerful when done in alpha and theta brainwaves, as opposed to beta. Beta is like a more awake, concentrated brainwave. This is why a lot of people struggle with affirmations. They recite them in the middle of the day when they're in beta. When you're in beta during the day. Oh, did my... All right. We're still working? All right. I heard a beep. I thought the microphone went out. All right. So this is why a lot of people struggle with affirmations they recite during the day, because they're in beta, while their brain is fully awake in beta brainwaves. Their senses are denying the reality of what they seek. Jose Silva's research led to the conclusion that this resistance of the mind towards new and better suggestions can be bypassed by simply going into deeper states of mind, alpha and theta. And this is where the magic happens with the 3-finger. This is what makes an impression into the subconscious 100 times more effective and 100 times better chance of it happening to you, okay? And just making these impressions. And I do encourage to use alpha and theta as you go to sleep at night. Because your mind, you automatically do go into alpha and theta when you get into that relaxed state. Like when you get into sats or close to it, you're getting in that relaxed, comfortable state. The mind will automatically go into theta and alpha, then theta. But you can also listen to the alpha and theta brainwaves. They really help. And here's a graph here to kind of show you. You got, first is gamma. Okay, gamma is insight, peak focus, expanded consciousness. So this is like peak focus. This is like when you're ultra alert. You're in gamma, and that is from 25 to 100 hertz. All right, beta, alertness, concentration, and cognition. This is 12.5 to 30 hertz. Awesome. Okay, then you go to alpha. Alpha is a more relaxed visualization for visualization and creativity. Alpha is from 7.5 to 12.5. This is usually what I start all of my sleep meditations in. I always start them off in alpha. So it puts you like instantly in a relaxed, completely relaxed state. And then after a short time in alpha, I'll put you into theta. And alpha and theta is what we're referring to here with this technique. Theta is meditation, intuition, and memory. And then you go into delta. Delta is going to be, or theta's kind of like right into sleep. Like you're in, it's not the subconscious yet, and it's not like you're awake, but it's like, you are awake, you're conscious, but not unconscious, but you still have control of the direction of your attention. Delta is asleep and subconscious. That's when you're actually sleeping. Detached, awareness, healing, sleep. All right, this is where all the healing takes place too, is when you're in delta. That's when the body kicks into healing mode. All right, so alpha and theta are the brainwaves associated with the state akin to sleep. So alpha and theta are that moment, like the drift. Like they assist you to go into the drift, like when you're like in between being conscious and being unconscious. That is alpha and theta. All right. So these brainwaves are associated with that. And Neville Goddard says is the key to prayer, the key to reception with the subconscious. So they are relaxed, meditative states of the mind. Our goal here is to be able to instantly enter these deeper levels of consciousness on command without having to do anything, just making these programs within the subconscious, and then you can access them at any time. All right, so to be able to instantly enter these deeper levels on command, Jose Silva recommends using, right here, the 3-finger technique, all right? It is a simple technique that allows us to enter deeper states at any given moment. 3 fingers used in this technique are simply triggers. So you're triggering a feeling state by doing this, right here. When you do this, you're triggering that feeling state that you've programmed into the subconscious. And then as soon as you do that, that feeling instantly comes back. And so you can start using this throughout the day, as you go to sleep at night, whenever you're feeling like your mood is out of sync, if you're out of alignment, you can simply, but you have to program it first. And that's the key here. That's what we're going to get into. So we are going to program the brain to deeper states by simply bringing our 3 fingers together. Here's how it is done. Step 1, enter into alpha meditative state. To enter this state, start by playing alpha sounds, 7 to 14 hertz with your headphones on. I think that I may have some of this in the classroom. But Jacob, let's put something together to where it's really easily accessible for everyone to find these in the classroom. I know that I've made them before. I know that I have them. I know I have alpha and then theta. And then so we can make that really accessible within the classroom so everyone can use this. Start by playing alpha sounds with your headphones on. Put your body in a relaxed, comfortable position. Sitting, or lotus position, half lotus, laying in bed, reclining in a chair, etc. All right, so close your eyes, start taking deep breaths. All right, this is the technique here. Silva also recommends raising eyes to 20 degrees above the horizon line, as if you are trying to look at your eyebrows. All right, so you got your eyes closed and you're trying to look at your eyebrows. So 20 degrees. You can kind of feel like that. You're just doing that. Do that right now. Just close your eyes for a second. And then look, if you can, as long as you just don't do it while you're driving or operating heavy machinery. Just close your eyes for a second and look up at your eyebrows. It kind of puts you like in a trance, in a deep meditative state, like right off the bat. All right, so as if you are trying to look at your eyebrows. For reasons unknown to scientists to this day, this eye positioning helps induce the alpha state. So it puts you like in a relaxed state, like instantly when you do that. When you look at your eyebrows at that 20-degree line. I instantly felt that when I did it just now and whenever I've done it before. So now start counting down in 2-second intervals. It's recommended to start with 100, and then as you progress, you can count down from 50, 20, and 10. All right, so start with 100. You start with 100, and then you count, say, in 2-second intervals, and then as you progress, you count down from 50, 20, and then 10, okay? So you can even practice that now. See how that feels. Say this to yourself as this is happening. I am now counting down from 100 to 1. And when I reach 1, I will instantly enter my deep state. I will instantly enter my deep... I am now counting down from 100 to 1. And when I reach 1, I will instantly enter my deep state. So you're affirming this within yourself. So this is going to happen, okay? When you reach 1, simply assume you are in alpha. Assume it. You're in alpha. You are there and relaxed. You are relaxed. I am relaxed. I am in alpha. It is a simple process that requires just a little practice, not much at all. All right, so step 2. Once you are in your deep state, join your 2 fingers by bringing the thumb and first 2 fingers together and say to yourself, whenever I join my fingers together like this, now join the fingers. Whenever I join my fingers together like this, for a serious purpose, I will instantly reach this level of mind to accomplish whatever I desire. All right? You're saying this to yourself. Whenever I join my fingers together like this, for a serious purpose, I will instantly reach this level of mind to accomplish whatever I desire. All right? So stay in your deep state as long as you desire now. And also, let's go into step 3, then I'll explain all that. Getting out of the deep state. Simply say to yourself, I will count from 1 to 5. When I reach 3, I will be awake. When I reach 5, I will be fully awake, energized, and feeling better. Self-hypnosis. So you're hypnotizing yourself to program a feeling state. All right, you're just programming this feeling, like you're getting into a specific mood with alpha, getting into theta, and then feeling your wish fulfilled, and then programming that feeling to touching your 3 fingers together. All right, and this is how you can come out of it. I don't know why you'd want to come out of it, but this is part of the programming. All right, so I will be fully awake, energized, and feeling better than before. So to make this a permanent trigger, this is what you want. This is essentially a trigger, is what it's called. To trigger your feeling of your wish fulfilled whenever you want throughout the day, when you're at work, when you're doing whatever, and you got debt coming in the mail, you got your in-laws coming in, or you got your neighbor complaining about the trees over, falling over into his yard, negative stuff going on. You make this a permanent trigger, and then you can use this in whatever's happening throughout the day. And you can remember that. You've created that feeling, and instantly you'll create the images that are associated with what you've programmed with the 3 fingers. To make this a permanent trigger, repetition will come to your aid. Repeat this exercise for 40 days. 40 days, and some of you may be saying, man, that's a long time. 40 days to change your entire life and create a trigger to where you no longer react to negative things in your life. That doesn't sound very like a long time to me. That sounds like I want to start that now. You know, to use that technique. All right, so the first 10 days you count down from 100 to 1. All right, so remember this right here. The first 10 days, you're going to count down from 100 to 1. Day 11 to 20, count down from 50 to 1. Day 21 to day 30, count down from 20 to 1. Day 31 to day 40, you count down 10 to 1. All right, so once you have successfully created this permanent trigger, you have access to your deep state at your fingertips. Literally at your fingertips, this deep state of your wish fulfilled. You're feeling it. Now you can recall any information or memory, relax, access creativity, and enter the flow state on command. So remember this. I like to use this for really good feeling states. Like, you know, like if I were to create like a visual scene, go into alpha, and then see myself having something that I desire or being the person that I desire to be that has everything I want. Like once you get really deep into that feeling, you trigger that. You hit the fingers and then you trigger it. You create the trigger with the feeling. All right. And that's what's so powerful about this. You can use this, like he says, for anything else though. Like you can have access to the deep state. You can you create relaxation, recall any information, memory, access creativity, enter flow state on command, or access your feeling of your wish fulfilled. That's what I think it's really crucial for. Okay, so here you go. Here's the graph. If you wanted to make yourself a little graph, maybe we can have something made like this. 100 to 1, day 1 through 10, date completed all the way through day 40. All right. Let's do some Q&A on this. I know we probably have some other questions relating to this.
Okay, so this is technique. I'm sure many of you have heard of it before. Maybe you were in the live when David talked about it, from Jose Silva. It's too bad that Harold is not here on this live, because Harold actually was a student of Jose Silva. He used to tell us that he was one of the closest students of Jose Silva, so he really knows how to use this technique. So it's really bad that he's not in this live today. And it just happening. It just passed into my mind. If we were gonna talk about this, why I didn't text him? But well, anyway, it's too late now. But maybe we can do it for the next live. Maybe he would like to join and share something regarding Jose Silva. But anyway, I had something really funny happening to me regarding this 3-finger technique, because when I've done it and I'm doing this meditation and everything, and I'm doing my fingers, when I realize what I'm doing, for some reason in this position, my fingers start like doing this, going like together, joining together. I don't know why. I don't actually know why, but that happens. I can have another, how do you call these? Mudras? I think they call it mudras when you use your fingers and everything, or these or whatever. But when I'm doing the 3-finger technique, my fingers ended up joining together. I don't know why, but anyway. So what do you gals and guy think about this 3-finger technique? Have you used it before? Rose said.
Well, I was gonna say this is the first time I've heard of this technique, so.
Herzog, what do you think?
I have learned a technique which is very near to Jose Silva's. It's from Pavlov, who was a Russian scientist. and he began with dogs. This was beginning of 20th century. And he made a gong, and the dogs came to eat. And he did this for some time, and then he made the gong at a very different time. The dogs came, and at the dog you can see when they're hungry, and they were eating. So then he made tests with people. You make the gong, for example, for dinner time, and then he made the gong at another time, and the people came to have dinner, and they all said, yes, we are hungry. So I will make you can make any kind. No, it's not thing. Yeah. I put together the thumb and the middle finger, and I actually asked David to feel good and be happy. And whenever I felt good and happy, I put together my thumb and the middle finger. And you can also visualize a moment where you had been happy. And I did this quite a long time, and it works. When I'm very unhappy and I put together a thumb and a middle finger, very first sudden there comes this feeling of well-being and happiness. So I did it without being in a state of mind. It was programmed, and it works. And you can do this for everything, for being successful, or against being tired and whatever. So, okay.
Thank you, Krista. Yeah, you were talking about the father of conditioning, Ivan Pavlov. I studied him because the dog training institute, and plus when I was in the university, we used to study all these guys regarding conditioning, and basically what Jose Silva is sharing also is conditioning. You're conditioning a state every single time you're doing this. You can do something else if you want. You can do anything else because it's conditioning, and it's sometimes conditioning. It's based on triggers. So when you hear something, for example, if you walking down the street and then you get this pooty smell, and then that smell throws you back to your grandmother or to your, I don't know, to your house, or with we have olfactive memory, or you see somebody walk past by and then they have this perfume or cologne, and then it brings you back to maybe a good or bad memory. That's conditioning. So we can condition our brain, and many people, many big businesses, they know this. They know, even in churches and things like that, some people know how to condition your mind. So every single time they ring a bell, they make a sound and everything without you even knowing it. They're conditioning. So every single time you hear something and then you're acting, thinking that it's your own will, but sometimes it was something that it was previously conditioned to you. So it can be scary at times. It can be scary if you don't know that these things are really happening. Who else wants to share something regarding this?
The funny thing about the program and the television and the churches you mentioned, they don't hide it. They say television programs. When you go to church, you read the program. So they telling you, hey, it's a program that we're using. But I studied the Silva method when I searched this lady, the contest queen Helen Hadsel. I was doing Mind Valley. Everybody know Lakin Bashan, whoever he is. That's a nice name. But I was practicing it when I heard that lady. She was a contest winner. She worked with Mr. Silva. He actually is a man who his kids, I think, were called Not Smart. And he practiced. He was a radio person. He was with programming too, or something, or engineering or something. So he came up with a method or found something for his kids. It's originally for his kids to do better in school. And then after he did the research, it became this method here. It was I think his kids thought they weren't smart, and he did. I forgot. But his secretary actually was the contest queen. Every time she entered a contest, they say she didn't lose. So I think it's an interesting concept together, the conditioning and programming. But you're right, when my fingers, the 2 and the 1, it's like they automatically lock. After a certain degree, it's like I can't even restrain it. In your head, I have to stop it. It will start to lock in. So that's very interesting. I'm glad you brought this up.
Yeah, thank you, Tilda. And now I know it's not something that it's happening to me. Like I cannot control. That's actually something that happens to many people. And I didn't know that Helen Hatzel, right? Helen Hatzel, something like that.
Out of Texas. They was out of Texas.
And I've heard about her. I've seen videos when she's talking about the technique, but I wasn't aware that she was the secretary of Silva's secretary.
I know, that was really neat, right? She
That
does
makes
not
sense.
advertise that, but that's funny. She worked with him. She did. She was his secretary.
That's weird. Now it kind of makes sense. Nice.
And I'm gonna give you something even spookier. She was working with him around the time Silva started this method, around the time that Neville died. It was the same year Neville passed away, and this method kind of became kind of famous. It's kind of funny they connect.
It is funny. It is weird. I guess. Yeah. At the end, everything it's connected. You know, at the end, every technique, everything, it's actually connected. It's part of the same knowledge. Yeah. Can you imagine if the school system that we know, because even though some of you, yeah, are in the US or the UK or Italy or whatever, and many of us or Mexico, we had the same kind of teachings, like the same system, like kind of the same. But can you imagine if they were teaching us all these kind of things in the school, like part of it, instead of making us slaves to the system, because that's what they make us, slaves to the system. So I think we could be somewhere else, but I think maybe in 20, 30 years, this is going to be part of the regular human understanding. All right, so I have some. That's right. No, yeah, and actually, Rose. Well, nothing new under the sun. When I started, when I wanted to learn about this, the law and everything. So for some reason, I was really curious, and I started, with Neville Goddard. Then I said to myself, "Who? No. I was when I got curious about this manifestation and laws and law of assumption. I was taking Brian Tracy's Phoenix seminar, the Phoenix seminar. And then I say to myself, okay, so Brian was taught, his teacher was, oh my God, I forgot his name. I had the name right here, but he had a teacher, and then I learned about the teacher. And then I look for the other teacher and the teacher and the teacher. So that's when I came not too far from Brian Tracy. I came to Neville, and then Abdullah. And when you start like going backwards, then I find myself reading the Kybalion. I was like, hey, this is an old book. And when I'm studying about the Greeks and the Romans, there you are. You have people in the Roman Empire, in the Greek Empire, that they were talking about these kind of things in a different way. So there's nothing new under the sun. And but that's a reason why they're hiding. They're making it like occultism. I have a book from let me grab it. Helen Blavatsky. Well, Helen Blavatsky, it's the Secret Doctrine. That's the name of this book, The Secret Doctrine. But it's in Spanish.
He's famous. Blavatsky is famous.
Yeah. Oh my God. If you don't know her, I would recommend you to get the first and the second book. It can blow your mind. But at the end, she talks about the same thing, and she got the knowledge from people and everything. But at the end, everything is together. So we're doing it right now. So we are part of this story. People will talk about these meetings and everything. Like we talk about Elmer O'Locker Jr. being part of Neville's group and everything. So I think in maybe 20 years, people are going to talk about David, and there we are. Maybe your grandsons are going to say, oh yeah, my grandma, my grandfather, my niece, or whatever, they were part of, they knew David. That's why I'm teaching you now this. So isn't it like, am I the only one who thinks that this is actually possible, that we are in this precise moment of history without knowing it?
Absolutely.
We are.
Absolutely possible.
We are. So it blows my mind every single time I'm thinking about it. And
It's not even possible it's happening. When somebody was talking about David one day, I'm like, dude, he knows my name. We are a part of history, and David's going to be famous. It's because he's connected to that. We are famous, you guys. He knows our name.
yeah, yeah, it'll be funny. I haven't had the opportunity find somebody that comes to me and say, oh, look at this guy and everything. And I'm pretty sure it's going to happen, and I'm gonna laugh so bad when somebody tries to show me David. It's gonna be so funny. It's gonna be so funny. Imagine, Rose, you're in Walmart, and then you hear people, oh yeah, I found this guy, this bald guy on YouTube, and he has this book, and he's this and that. It will be so funny. Yeah. Right, guys.
I think it's kind of crazy that James said when I hear the YouTube, he said, I got this friend in my YouTube group named James. He said, I know that guy.
And we're so close to that. Rose, do you want to share?
I was just gonna say that I've been getting a lot of messages that it's my time to be like more in the forefront of people and like more leadership. So I'm not sure how that's gonna work out, but yeah.
It's really interesting. It is indeed interesting because there are no coincidences. Am I saying it right? Coincidence? Okay. All right. Ify.
Oh no, I don't want to say anything. I just wanted to say, yeah, you're saying it right.
Okay. Okay. So we before we proceed, Rose, I know you are in the U.S., but in what part? What city are you in?
I'm in Nashville.
Nashville. And you, Tilda?
Texas. Texas happens to be greater than Tennessee. I didn't want to say that to Rose, but no, I'm playing. Texas.
Texas. Nice.
Texas is huge. What city?
Wasn't
Houston.
Helen from Texas? Or Helene?
I think I don't know. Yeah. Oh, definitely. Silver and Miss Helen was out of Texas.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Cool.
You don't have like a museum or something there from Jose Silva?
Mhm.
No. But well, all right. Yeah, I was asking you guys because the accent. I hear, and now that you say Tennessee, okay, yeah, it makes sense to me. The Californians have different accent than the New Yorkers and everything.
Mhm.
All right,
We got
so
that southern twang, is what you're saying?
I don't quite get what you said.
I said we have the southern twang.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
You heard that word before? Twang?
no,
Dang,
but I think I know what it means, but I haven't heard it before.
Ah.
It's a heavy accent. It's Southerners are known for accents, so it's just a little U.S. thing how we tease people from the East Coast, West Coast, North, or the South.
Yeah, it's nice, but I'm not saying it in a bad way. I'm not saying it in a bad. It just like when Ify told me where their parents are from, I told her something similar. Like I heard an accent right there. But I told you something like that, right, Ify?
Yeah. My parents are Nigerian. Yeah.
It's funny. I don't know. I have something, and also when Jorge used to talk, first the name and then the way he talks, I was like, hmm. He. I think he's Latino. I think he's Latino. All right. Yeah, and Jorge's from. I think your family's from Puerto Rico, right?
Yeah.
Boricua. Okay, so let me share this. Okay. All right. Ify, could you give us the honors of reading number 1, please?
Of course. So number 1, bypassing the beta resistance. David, sorry, let me increase it. David mentions that autosuggestion, affirmations, and imaginal acts are 100 times more powerful in the alpha and theta than in the beta. For the advanced practitioner, why does the beta brainwaves, our normal awake states, feel the need to deny our new reality so aggressively? How does the 3-finger technique act as a Trojan horse to get your new concept of self past the analytical guard of the mind?
It's a really interesting question. What do you think, Ify?
I've never really tried I don't know why I'm echoing. I've never really tried the 3-finger technique. I do know that I've got into alpha and theta states through obviously David and Neville's teaching, but I've never tried the 3-finger technique. But I do know that alpha or even theta is more powerful than just affirmations, or for me. And as I think I said once, because maybe as I mentioned now, my parents are Nigerian and they were born around the civil war in Nigeria, so they transferred the limiting and negative beliefs subconsciously to their kids. So for those deep-seated beliefs, it takes theta to impress my subconscious mind. Yeah, and I know that. And I remember I'm speaking to David once. We were talking about affirmations and these techniques. And for me, I remember even one of his videos, he did mention that like saying affirmations every day they do help you. It seems like they prepare you. So it's like, when you probably want to go for a marathon or you want to do big training, you take small steps. So the affirmations help you during the day for your mental diet. Then there is actually preparing you for your SATs, your state akin to sleep, to go into the theta wave, to impress your subconscious mind. So that's me. But another thing I've noticed is these sessions we have seem to be, for me, very powerful. And I think it was you, Tilda. Am I pronouncing your name correctly? I think you mentioned in the school once that these groups were doing, the vibration is kind of high. And I do feel that it is, because anytime we have, and I remember either the first couple of sessions that we had once, and then that night when I was meditating and I went to bed and I was trying to get into theta, I actually was lucid dreaming, and I actually woke up in my dream. So I was sleeping, but I knew I was dreaming. So I started like affirming and visualizing while asleep. And it just seems like a huge headache. Like my head was trying to explode because it was something so unnatural. And it's when I researched about it, it was like I was trying to do a beta activity in a delta state. So that is how far I've come because of these sessions. I do feel these sessions can be very high, that when I meditate after the session, I can go easily into theta and even be aware of it while sleeping. But in terms of the 3-finger technique, no, I've never used that.
Thank you, Ify. And oh my God, that's wonderful that you shared, especially because what time is it with you right now?
So now it's 6:32 in the evening.
Okay, well, you're closer than myself, Rose, Tilda, and Jorge.
Yeah, well, it's quite late now.
Yeah, I think Krista is around same time, and yeah, it actually makes sense.
I'm between you two. I'm
So,
between you two with time. If
yeah,
it says 6:30, I'm 7:30, and you're 8:30, no? James, you're 8:30.
no, I'm 11:30.
Oh,
More,
oh, okay.
yeah. Can you tell them in the morning? Look at this. It's really nice. It's actually really weird for me also, when we're having these lives and we are actually like hosting and everything. But the best way to learn, I found that it's to teach. If you want to learn something, just teach it. And I think doing this, doing this ping pong with some teachings and everything, and everybody sharing, it really works, because at the end we are teaching, we are understanding better. And in my case, it has helped me a lot to deal with the 3D easier. Plus, I'm even more focused right now on new exercises and new businesses ideas and things like that. But not because I know I need this to increase my wealth, but also because now the things that I'm thinking about, the new businesses ideas, they're focused on teaching people and making people lives better. So it's funny, it's weird, but I think it's because we're having all these things. So thank you for being here. Well, somebody else wants to share something regarding this number one, because I think we might move out from the Trojan horse.
I wanted to say something about the technique. Since I have tried it a little bit, what it is like we're running a program all day. And so when you do the steps, you stop, you count down from 100 to 1. You're taking yourself out of it, becoming present, and you're doing your fingers. It's like on the keyboard, Control Alt Delete. It's like stop all these programs right now in that task and put me where I want to go. So it's like we running on some type of matrix of the old self concept. And any of the techniques that we use actually do that. But this one, I know this was like Control Alt Delete. So I enjoy doing it because it actually stops me and gets me on another course, another command, if you want to call it that.
I do have a question now that you're touching this, well, that we're talking about the technique and you're sharing it. I do have a question. For example, when you're doing the technique, the 20 degrees angle, that you actually feel something and then start counting and everything. And when you reach 1, do you start like just being in the moment, or you start like, I don't know, creating some visualization regarding what you want? What did you do?
Both. Actually, it's depending on the moment, the mood, and the position. It's like we are some kind of machine. Lifting your eyes up does something to you, and sometimes you never even make it to 1. Sometimes it's like a hypnotized. You're starting to slow everything down into the present moment. Sometimes you feel like visualizing whatever you feel like doing right then and there. You just do it because you can't control it until you master it. So sometimes you visualize, sometimes you just relax, but it does, for the most part, take you out of what you were going through.
That's awesome. Thank you, Tilda. Thank you. Ify.
Tilda, don't you fall asleep though? Like if you're counting from 100 to 1, wouldn't that make you fall asleep?
Yes, even at 80.
Okay.
Yes. Yes, you will start to hypnotize and fall asleep. It's like a baby technique. Yeah, you will. I stopped doing it from 100. I'm like, I ain't got all day to count down to 100. I started doing 10, 9, 8, or 30. You kind of know where you're at in the day.
Okay. Because I was just thinking, if you're counting, by the time I get to 80, I would have fallen asleep. Wouldn't that defeat the purpose?
We'll never finish TWIAS. We'll be failed TWIAS students. we all sleepy heads.
Oh dear. One other thing, James, can you this is really good, the 3-finger technique. So can you post it? I think once you posted the PDF in the WhatsApp or school so we can have it. Thank you.
No, I can't. No.
Thank you.
Yes, for sure. I will. Let me see something. Because, let me see. Well, there's actually a workbook on TWIAS. I'm going to download it and I'm going to post it on. Yeah, it's like the presentation, David's presentation that we have. Plus, I was talking to the AI I'm using right now, Gemini. I used to use ChatGPT, but I don't know, it's kind of weird, that guy. Anyway, yeah, he I don't know. But and we were pinpointing some ideas, and I think I can share something extra. I want to share what David has regarding the presentation, plus something else, and also I would like to know when I posted what you Tilda think about. Okay. I don't know what's going on with my computer.
Is it freezing?
I don't know. It started like playing different things. There you go. I don't know if you were able to hear what I said. Well,
You're chopping up a little bit. A little bit. You're chopping up a little bit.
okay. Well, um, I'm gonna upload the PDF and I'm gonna add something else. And if you can give me some feedback about what you think, if you are getting the technique or not, let me know when I upload David's PDF plus the other one that I have right now. All right. Let's go to number 2. Who wants to read it?
I'll see if I can grab it. Okay. The autopilot of manifestation. The goal of training is to reach autopilot, where you don't have to try to manifest anymore. According to Jose Silva's research, the eye position in 20 degrees above the horizon induces alpha. Oh, see, I just said that. Okay, that's crazy. Induces alpha almost instantly. If you could trigger this state during a stressful meeting or a confrontation, how would that non-reactionary presence change the mirror of your reality? Are you ready to stop reacting? Yes, to, to the major problems and start seeing them as high frequency solutions they actually are.
Thank you, Tilda. All right, what do you guys think? Are you ready, Jorge, Ify, Rose? Well, Tilda already said, Krista.
Sorry, I cannot now. The next handkerchief is coming. I have allergies now.
Oh, okay. Are you taking something?
No, no, no.
Not because you don't
It's,
like it, or
it's a souvenir from California, and it comes once a day. So, but
nice.
never at the same time.
Okay.
Sorry.
All right. Enjoy. I'm just kidding. Um. Okay. Hey, I have a question for you. Have you tried while we are doing these exercises and well reading this and watching the videos? Have you tried the 20-degree above you the horizon, like closing your eyes and moving up? Have you tried right now or before?
Isn't this in the direction of the third eye?
Yes, it is. Well, yeah, because the third eye is here, the pineal gland and whatever. If you have you tried or Rose?
No.
I've done the 3-finger technique before. It's been a while, but yes, I've done it. It's, another term for it is just anchoring. It's what another term people use. So you can use any kind of anchor
Yeah,
to reach that alpha or theta state.
your finger to iffy.
Quick question, please. So, but when you're meditating or like doing the leaf exercise, so let's say you're getting deep into the leaf exercise, wouldn't you automatically go into alpha? Because if you're just not seeing anything, you're just still, or you're viewing the leaves, you're cutting out everything, the noise, images. So wouldn't your frequency go down, and wouldn't you automatically go into alpha?
Somebody wants to answer?
I think, yeah, I'm not sure of the states or the frequency, but I think it's just a matter of using it as a practice technique to like the number 2 says, to when you get ready to confront somebody, hey, boom, now I'm not on autopilot anymore. I control it. It's more or less practicing to take control. I'm not sure why we have to go into those states, but I think the practice, like even the leaf exercise, is more or less of not being so reactive. So I guess we do have to go into that state to I never really did grasp the control, the whole concept of it. I do it, but I never did understand, it helps. I don't understand that part though. That's a good question.
Thank you, Tilda. Rose.
So for me, when I have a different one that I've used, and it's from Dr. Joe, and it's when I was in deep meditation, you use the word change, and when you start thinking about that situation that you're actually trying to change in your mind, and you're starting to like spiral into like negative thoughts about it, you literally just say the word change either out loud or in your mind, and that is an anchor, just like the 3-finger technique. So what it does is it puts your body back into the meditation. That's the point of it, is it physically changes your state of mind and your state of your body as well. That's why we're doing it, if that makes sense.
Thank you.
Thank you. And well, regarding the leaf exercise, it can get you to alpha. Yeah, of course, I've done it before. It's not the central point of the exercise, and especially at the beginning, because at the beginning you're trying to count one leaf, and then you see yourself. I don't know. Sometimes in my head, I saw like really random stuff, like really random, like random. And I think when you are like that, it's hard, but after maybe 10, 20 minutes doing the exercise and focusing, you can reach those levels. And I think I've reached that level. Once I was able to walk on my visualization, I was counting the leaves, and then I was walking, and I saw myself on the reflection of this lake, because I don't like ponds. I don't like ponds. So I when I do the exercise, I imagine myself a nice, beautiful lake. So yeah, I think it can happen, and I've done it at night, and it makes my mind settle. And yeah, okay. So this was a really good thing regarding anchors, and something that we can practice. Especially since we can use fingers, we can use degrees. Something that I like regarding Jose Silva is that he uses movements. And like Tilda was saying, we're a machine. And sometimes when we are reading about Neville, it's all about spiritual, like it's not mechanical, but sometimes not every single technique works for everybody. So if we combine techniques, you can find something that you can use. So I think this one was a really good presentation to get into flow state, because that's the point. That's a technique for you to connect to flow state. If it wasn't like really clear, the point is for you to go into flow state. What was that clear? Yes. There you go. All right. Somebody else wants to share something. Oh, I remember this song. Now that we talk about Tennessee whiskey. I like that song. Have you heard?
Yeah, I've heard that song. I'm not a big fan of country though.
I
Even though
love
I'm from
Tennessee.
Nashville, but I don't like country music.
I love country. People be
Uh,
looking at me down the street weird. Why is this black lady listening to country?
I mean, there's a lot of people that like country. I mean, Darius Rucker. I mean, like he's a famous country music star. So, but no, I mean, I just think it's funny. I'm from Music City and I don't like country, but whatever.
That's nice. Well, there's this version from Teddy Swings. It's a cover. The same song, Tennessee Whiskey, but from Teddy Swings. And also, if you haven't heard about Teddy Swing, look for it. Oh my God.
I know him.
First,
I was listening to one of his songs this week.
there you go. When I heard him the first time, I thought he was black. And then I saw him, I'm like, that's weird. He's really Caucasian. But that was really funny. But anyway, so what else? Okay, so anybody else wants to share something? No? Okay, so I guess this is going to be the end of today's presentation. I appreciate all of you for being here. I don't know what happened to Terrence and to Sean. I don't know what happened to them. I'm gonna text them, hope they're doing okay. Maybe they're just busy with their lives, you know. Life happens sometimes.
I think this was the first time that Terrence didn't show up.
No, it happened before.
Did? Okay.
Yeah.
How long
But,
has this been going on for? Your
2
session.
months.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I think 2 months, Krista, Tilda.
Maybe
It's
3.
been going on since like January, right?
Yeah, about 3.
It's been like almost 4 months.
Mm-hmm.
Almost 5
The
months.
startup was kind of slow, but it's nice. It took off really fast.
It was
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
shortly after we lost David for a little while, and that was back in
November.
That was
December,
November, right?
And then we picked up when the minute we noticed he wasn't coming back. As soon as that boy made that announcement, it was like about a week later. It was like we gonna do something. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
He made the announcement. We was like, man, we about to get another group going, because they had another study group, but it wasn't as, it was just a group meeting.
Yeah, I wasn't hosting it, so I'm just kidding. That's why he wasn't so good. No, but it was. I think the one that you're saying, it's on the Tuesday one, right?
Right.
Yeah, that thing was really weird. Nobody was joining. Well, people was joining, but everybody was waiting for the admins
We didn't
to
have no topic.
actually-
It was just
Yeah.
a meeting.
It was weird.
There was no
That's-
leader, is what you mean? There was
Yeah.
no one to
Yeah.
actually lead the group. That sounds
Yeah.
like.
And everybody was expecting the admins to do something. That was
Mhm.
what started the whole thing that we are doing right now.
Yeah. Because we didn't know it was going to be that long. Because I think they said David was going to be back in January.
Yeah, but maybe that's why. That's weird. But I'm happy that we are having. I'm really happy. Even though you don't like country music. But okay, my dear friends. It was really nice to be here. Tomorrow we have a meeting with David. I don't know what may coming. Well, I'm pretty sure David is bringing some new stuff. I haven't talked to him. Actually, I haven't talked to him, but as soon as I talk to him and I have some news regarding some new cool stuff, I let you know. All right.
Great.
Cool.
But well, it's really nice to see you here. Thank you for being part of this. If you wanna, if you need something, if you have a question, you wanna deepen something, you can always text me. You have my number. It's okay. And yeah. Really nice to see you. Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, James.
Thank
Bye,
you.
guys.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
¿Qué pasa? No puedo parar eso.